He was 52 and it suddenly struck him that he had never really given anything of himself. His life was for no one and nothing.
You wonder why you don't speak like a native? I'm going to tell you and teach you how to fix this. Watch this one film to erase all the small mistakes in your speaking. A fast trick for 7.5 IELTS. You know a lot of English, but you're still not confident, and I know why. I'm going to help you fix it right now. Even 9.0 on the IELTS are afraid to students who you think should take the exam because they know a mistake that they are making that they just can't fix. You're going to make the same mistake if you study too much before doing the tip that I'm about to show you. I was talking to a student of mine who speaks very, very well, but she makes small mistakes very often, and it's because she doesn't know how to speak like a native. She studied for years, all the books, all the extra class, all the practice tests. She could ace them all, but she doesn't have practical experience using English on a day-to-day basis, and neither do you. At first, when I heard her problem, I thought, fuck, how do you fix this? I asked her, does she know a group of American girls that she could become friends with and just start talking with them? Because this is an insidious little problem that's impossible to fix without experience in a native conversation. I'll show you what she said. There are a little bit of people who would. Some of you might have caught this small mistake. You might even think it's easily fixable, being that it's about countable and uncountable nouns. But imagine you're having a conversation or you're doing an IELTS practice exam and the student has to talk for 2 minutes straight. This is a mistake that you would make and never get corrected because during IELTS speaking part 2, the examiner doesn't say anything. So you have learned and practiced and never get corrected. You only get corrected on these kinds of mistakes when talking with native speakers. And this kind of small mistake rarely happens. It only happens on a case-by-case basis. So if you're talking with a native speaker who is your teacher at an English center, this situation isn't set up in advance. The mistake wouldn't happen. My students obviously get help with these kinds of mistakes because we study one-on-one. I can stop them and correct the error without breaking the flow of the conversation too much. But that's why I'm talking about it now. I'm going to give you the same advice that I give to my students. So make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to this channel. These are conversation fluency mistakes. They come from bad word choice, not necessarily bad grammar or lack of knowledge. It's just you chose the wrong word in the very split second that you had to decide which word to choose. It's actually proof of how capable you are. You've learned English from books. It's the same as getting a bunch of Legos in a box with text instructions of how to put them together. Sure, over time, you can learn to put those Legos together to make a spaceship, but some of the most capable English speakers are those who say they have learned from movies, TV, and gaming. And you know why? Because when they get their Legos, it has a picture of a spaceship on it. They know how the Legos are supposed to look at the end. All they have to do is copy. Once they figure out how to copy the picture, they're speaking very well. I know I've mixed up the metaphor with real life, but you understand my meaning. Learning from books gives you a box of Legos without guidance of how they should go together. It only tells you how they can go together. But learning from practical means like TV and films shows you how the language should be put together, not how it can be or how it might be. It doesn't just offer you different grammar rules and vocabulary. A movie shows you simply, this is how it is. This is what you need to learn. So, no matter how advanced you are, you need to take the time out to study using this one simple trick. There's a film It's called Before Sunrise. It came out in 1995, widely regarded as one of the best natural, native, honest, truthful, realistic conversation movies ever made. Adjectives, baby. It's a film about two people meeting for the first time and everything they do and talk about during that first date. It's actually very romantic and enjoyable. Your job is to go on YouTube or wherever, see this film, and shadow every word. If you're a boy, shadow the boy. If you're a girl, shadow the girl. If you're something else, you choose. Here's a quote that many very advanced English speakers would struggle to create perfectly. I've never met anyone who was as good a listener as you are. Try some of the next few quotes yourself, right now.
He was 52 and it suddenly struck him that he had never really given anything of himself. His life was for no one and nothing.
Then, in your free time,
So how about you?
What?
Are you with anyone?
It's funny how we managed to avoid this subject for so long.
you need to watch the film and shadow it. If you really want to get good, get the full trilogy.
When you talked earlier about after a few years, how a couple would begin to hate each other by anticipating their reactions or getting tired of their mannerisms, I think it would be the opposite for me. I think I can really fall in love when I know everything about someone. The way he's gonna part his hair, which shirt he's gonna wear that day, knowing the exact story he'd tell in a given situation. Sure, that's when I know I'm really in love.
Before sunrise, before sunset, and before midnight. It follows this couple over the course of 20 years, and it's just them talking the whole time.